Hello. Is this thing on? I didn't think so. Is it on now? What are we doing? How about this one? Woo! All right. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the awesome introduction, Mike. So he said most of this stuff. In addition to all of that, I've worked with some of the biggest customers in the world, and I've had a great time doing it. And I'm super excited to be talking about video SEO today. Now, just a bit of additional background on me, though. I think that what's relevant for today's talk is to know that over the years, with predicting mobile and talking about it when people were making fun of me and saying it was never going to be a thing, and I've been able to actually predict a number of things pretty accurately. And so I've started focusing my talks a lot about what I see happening in the future because I've been right so many times. There's a list I don't want to show off, but things like I talked about Fraggles before Google announced what they called passages, which were just Fraggles, and mobile and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into why I think video SEO is the next big thing for getting into AI overviews. And just so you guys know, that's not working. Okay, just so you guys know, this isn't working. Let's talk first about the way that the internet and internet consumption is changing. So people are changing, people are shifting their way of consuming online data to be much more dopamine focused, much more quick hit. So they've gone from playing sports to watching sports on TV to doing sports betting, where you just get the quick hit. We went from playing music to listening to fast music, clips of music, streaming music, stuff like that. People are changing how they consume, and this is partially facilitated by the internet, for better or worse. Not our fault, but we have to be a part of it. And so that's causing the average attention span to decrease over time, fortunately or unfortunately. Maybe we're just getting more efficient, so we just move from one thing to another, or maybe not. Maybe it's more like this. Now the clicker's not working, you guys. Maybe it's more like this, where it's working now, where we're at risk of having less of an attention span than a goldfish. That seems a bit concerning. But either way, what I believe, whether the loss of attention span is good or bad, I think that we need to find all the shortcuts so that we can, and the shortcut to AI visibility is effective branding, but the shortcut to effective branding is video. We hear a lot of SEOs talking about branding being the answer to getting into AI. Like when you don't know what to do from an SEO perspective, do branding. Okay, what does that mean? I think it means video optimization. And video optimization is fun. Does my audio work? No, not yet. Can you guys hear it? No. Sad day. There's a lot of audio in here coming up. It doesn't, maybe you can guess what happened in those videos. Okay. So the web has changed, right? Originally, when some of us old folks started doing SEO, it was all about text, right? And the web was mostly a text-only place. But now visual communication has popped up, has come into the search results, and it's what's actually capturing the attention, right? So if you're doing branding, you need to capture attention. But beyond that, we're in a loneliness crisis where people are craving a feeling of connection. And if what we're just doing is pumping out more and more AI automated text, that's not creating that feeling of connection. So to do a good job representing brands online, we need to foster connection, and I think video is one of the best ways to do that. And think about some of the best brands in our industry. A lot of the top brands in our industry have been working in video very actively for a long time. Video is a way to make people remember you, make people feel connected to you, feel like they can reach out and ask you questions. And it's not just true in our industry, it's true for any different kind of brand. More and more CEOs and top-level people in companies are becoming the face of the brand online so that people can feel like they have a connection, so that you're able to connect to more than just a logo, but a feeling, an aura, a personality. Clicker again. Can I just say click? Can you just hit spacebar? I don't know what the next slide is, or I'd tell you. It's not down there either. Yay, okay. So video marketing gives us a lot of bites at the apple. There are a lot of things that we can optimize when we're doing video marketing, and there's SEO parts of it, but there's other parts too. We can engage with people, with users who are already primed to convert directly from a feed, either in TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. They're already getting related content, so they're already ready to buy. We don't even have to wait on SEO. We can just convert directly from our videos. We can surface for users who are searching directly in video platforms, so we don't have to do SEO for Google. We can do SEO for YouTube, for TikTok, for Instagram, and rank there. Those are different algorithms. They're sometimes easier to game. We can direct list build from that communication. We can engage with the people on the social platforms and know that they already care about our shit and use other marketing there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. To send them direct information about our product. And that's, again, skipping the having to rank in SEO, right? You go directly to the user much faster. And then you can do brand building that spills out into platform search as well as AI. Because remember, the AIs don't go to your website to find out if you're the best, because you're going to say the best. They're going to other websites to find out if you're the best. They're not going to trust your self-assessment. They're looking elsewhere. And so this is a great place to be out there looking like the best, acting like the best, and getting great engagement with your users so that the AIs think that you're the best. And social networks see this coming, and so does Google. As of September 17th, 2025, Google Discover started showing social feeds and videos, including short-form videos, in Google Discover. They're surfacing this stuff because they care about it and because users care about it, because it gets engagement. Also remember that YouTube is one of the top most cited sources across all the AI platforms, but especially all of the Google AI platforms. Google is getting loads and loads of citations. So this is really important. So you can look already in this query, we're in AI mode. I asked it, what is the best vegan protein powder? Because that exists apparently. And you can see it's giving us a product carousel over there. But then on the right, all of the product evaluations in that product carousel are comparing those exact products to each other in video format. This is how they're getting that list. Same thing here. You can see just this AI overview over there is highlighting information that's coming from one of these videos on the right, and then they're dropping in text from the transcript of the video over here. And sometimes they show as many as 2 videos directly in the AI overview. So the problem with AI overviews in theory is that it's a summary of the content that Google has from across the web. The way to not get summarized and possibly not cited is to actually show up directly in there. You get to say exactly what you mean. They're not summarizing you out of your video. They can play it directly here. This is a huge opportunity if you can get your videos directly in AI overviews, and it's a little bit easier than you think. It's kind of like skipping the line because Google wants to show videos, and so if there's not video competition there that's strong, you get in faster than pushing a blog post. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Google added a tab at the top for short-form videos. And remember, every time they've added a tab at the top, it's eventually become integrated and sometimes deeply integrated into main search results. Now, sometimes we already see short-form video in the main search results, but if you want to go and see just short-form video, there's a tab for that, and it's aggregating YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. And I think even LinkedIn stuff occasionally. So I think that soon they're going to start showing short-form videos in the AI overviews. Why? Because it keeps people there. Think about how addictive Instagram or TikTok is. If Google can keep you in their search results, they can learn about your interests and monetize you better and get you doing more searches so that they can show you more ads so that they can make more money, right? If they lose you to a website, they're not making money anymore. So Think about that. Then think about how much AI has gotten better at processing videos in real time. So this guy is just showing us the AI processing of his video as it's going, right? And it's identifying everything that's happening over there. So I think videos are great assets for AI rankings. AI can understand and process a lot of what's happening if it wants to. It doesn't always want to. But text helps out. And the audio is being processed. So audio processing is way easier than video processing. Think about all of the things that now have transcripts automatically, like your Google Meet calls and stuff like that. Even when they're not processing what's in the video, they're processing what's in the audio to get transcripts of what's happening and rank you based on that. So even in situations where your video isn't being AI processed in real time, they can process the titles, the comments, the transcripts, and rank things based on that. The video can rank and drive branding and conversions on their own in various platforms across Google, and videos are already processed and ranked by YouTube, and Google and Bing are just using that data. So if you think about the way that a video would rank in a Google search result, it's usually ranking in Google because it's already ranking and getting good engagement in whatever platform it was originally published. So the videos get kind of pre-processed by Instagram or TikTok or whatever. If they get good engagement, good star rankings, stuff like that, they float to the top. And that makes Google more likely to rank it using their ranking as kind of a primary filtering system, and then re-ranking it based on their own factors as well. So social networks see this coming, so does Google. Your content, Google is already kind of protecting its video inventory. So it's saying that if you're a YouTube creator, don't worry about other AIs learning from your videos. By default, they block other AIs from learning from your video. Great for them, because they can still learn from videos, right? So they're blocking off your content from being training data, if it's in YouTube, from being training data for other third-party platforms. So this is really important. Let's see if this video works. Oh, no, audio. Oh, this is such a great video. All right, what she says is that what's really important is that things like TikTok are kind of telepathically surfacing content in a way where you don't even have to search for it. So she talks about the difference between search and social, and it used to be that one was one and the other was the other, but they're very much merging, because if you think about opening up TikTok or Instagram, it automatically kind of surfaces content that you're kind of already looking for in the first place. And it's doing this because of the way the algorithms train on your behavior and your engagement and even your micro-engagement. If you hesitate when you're scrolling through videos, if you look at something, if you go back to something, every single engagement that you do in TikTok especially is tracked, and that's how they've gotten that algorithm to be so addictive, but also so predictive. So you don't even have to search, and that's kind of what Google's going for in Google Discover. And this is really important because surfacing in things like TikTok, 45% of Gen Z prefer searching on Instagram or TikTok over Google. And then the visibility there is based on engagement and micro-engagement. So if you want to do well in video SEO, you can't just be paying attention to regular SEO things. You have to be optimizing for the engagement to get those algorithms to pick you up and push you to lots of users. And then you care about the other things. Oh, this is the short form video that I was talking about. See how it's all of these. So Google is surfacing all of these together, and this is a place where you can rank as well. But I do think we're going to see more of this ported over into all of the Google surfaces. So let's talk about SEO and kind of where I think we're going in 2025. I think that I'm kind of going fast because we've had so many technical difficulties, but I think that brand and authority comes partially from things like hype and buzz and quick short-term engagement, not just links, not just content. I think Google cares more and more about engagement every single year, and they're factoring that into ranking factors, especially with AI. Remember the first talk this morning when we heard about freshness being important? I think that's going to keep coming into play. But also I think long-tail SEO is kind of dead, at least for now, because Google web traffic traffic right now is dominated by brands and searches and people searching for big brands. It's really hard for new, young brands to surface, and so we've got to plan for that. How do you deal with the blockade of big brands if you're a small brand? And it's by being innovative and ranking in other places first. And then I think product search and discovery is now happening so many places, not just in Google. Think about the $35 toothpaste that your neighbor bought on TikTok. Like, people are discovering new products and novel things on places like TikTok and Instagram, and then they're building the relationship with the brand. They're getting exposed to it many times, and they convert, sometimes without a search. But the product search isn't necessarily starting on Google anymore. And in an AI-first world, your website becomes nearly optional. Like, we still care about the website. You still have to have it, but it's mostly a transaction layer, especially if you're trying to influence AI, because the AI is looking at what everyone else is saying about you much more than what you're saying about yourself. So let's talk about Google. So this is a study that Google cares a lot about. It was by the Boston Consulting Group, and what it says is that the conversion funnel is no longer linear. So Google wrote 2 separate posts on Google Think about this, and they talked about how it's not linear, and they took that data and used their own information to say, listen, this is what people are doing now when they're converting. They're on a journey, and that journey includes things like streaming, scrolling, searching, and shopping, the 4 S's of a journey or of consumer discovery and conversion, right? So they're doing these things, and they say that you should, figure out, where is awareness happening? Is awareness happening in this S or this S? Is consideration happening mostly in this S or this S? And they want us as marketers to map this out and understand, are people discovering our brand from scrolling? Are they discovering it from streaming? And understand what % is coming from where, so that we can map that journey. Here are the 2 articles that they wrote about it. But remember, if we're thinking in a linear funnel format, we're probably missing the boat. But the other thing is, this is all hard to track, right? Because it's happening on different platforms. So our jobs definitely got harder. But remember, Google's been talking about journeys for a long time, and they've always been multimodal and multi-channel, right? Think about MUM. If you've heard me talk before, I talked a lot about Google MUM, multitask unified model. It was the language learning model that took it out of language and linked up images, videos, and maps with the language layer so that they could map user journeys and predict user journeys. And that's what they're trying to do with that nonlinear funnel. They want to predict the journey so that they can show you the right thing at the right time. Should they be showing short-form videos? Should they be showing images, right? They're trying to figure that out to optimize for the users of their search engine or their AI. Okay, so let's talk about basic video SEO. If you've never done it before, I'm going to give you the crash course in what you need to know. First off, know that it's not just about the text, the title, hashtags, stuff like that. What becomes more important, that's table stakes. You shouldn't forget that anyway. I wouldn't expect anyone in this room to skip over that stuff. Just do it. But what's more important for ranking is the engagement signals. So it's things like micro-engagement, keeping people commenting and responding to the comments, keeping people liking, rewatching, rewinding, stuff like that. Also, know that the audio is being processed, and there's such thing as trending words, especially on TikTok. If you hear words that kind of go viral in real life, like saying that someone is cooked or Riz or stuff like that, the words are becoming popular because of TikTok. And for instance, TikTok video algorithm cares about if you're using trending words. They want to show your stuff more. And if there are trends within your niche that people are liking and you're using those words, they want to show that more, right? So they're processing the audio from the video, looking for trending words either at large or in your niche or with your followers, and they're surfacing those more readily. That's not going to work. Okay, the other thing is you have to get people in the first 3 seconds. They call it the hook. You have to say things that are going to keep them listening. Things like, you've been doing this wrong your whole life, or what nobody realized about X. That will keep people past the 3-second mark. Instagram actually gives you statistics about how many people watch for more than 3 seconds. Like, it's that important to keep people past the 3-second mark. So you have to keep people engaged with a good hook. You have to keep it short and engaging. If you're doing short form videos, those can be as short as like 15 to 20 seconds. If you're doing YouTube shorts, they can be longer. But you have to keep the attention. And what that means is like lots of cuts. You don't even realize it, but there are so many cuts in a TikTok video or an Instagram reel that it goes from here to here. And it's sometimes just different camera positions or whatever. But keep it, different zoom levels, all that. But keep it interesting and keep it personal. What people are looking for in video is that feeling of connection. So if it feels overly produced, overly salesy, it might not work, especially if you do short form. Long form video, people are a little bit more used to high production value and being sold. But if you're trying to make a branding connection, usually shorter and lower production value is fine. It can even be like when you're holding your phone and doing a call and you're just talking directly to the phone, saying, hey, this is a tour of our warehouse. This is a tour of our store. This is our new employee modeling the new outfit, whatever it is. And you can do it really casually. And sometimes those work really well. People feel casual and connected to you, right? And then encourage engagement naturally by asking questions. Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? What did you think when you saw that? Why do people do this? Ask them questions so that they'll comment. And then you get the conversation going and you're creating a community. You're creating conversation even within the comments that you may not even have to participate in because they're talking amongst themselves. Awesome. Okay. Other things to think about. Remember having a regular posting schedule 3 to 5 times per week, using native editing software. So TikTok has editing software, YouTube has editing software. Using that seems to cause some kind of boost. Engaging in the comments, repost high-performing videos, optimize your profile, obviously with keywords and stuff like that. And post, if you're on TikTok, it especially matters to post when people are awake because TikTok will do a big, big push of a new video right when you publish it. They'll push it out to a bunch of people. If it hits and gets engagement, it will keep getting engagement and they'll keep showing it. If it flops, they'll stop. Right? So make sure you're posting it when people are awake, when your audience is awake, so that you get the engagement you need to have it hit the flywheel effect. Okay, Ahrefs, I'm supposed to tell you. Well, no, I volunteered to tell you because it's important that they have a new tracking tool for YouTube videos. This is a video that they gave me that doesn't work. We've seen that, right? YouTube is cited a lot. And also notice that this is SEMrush data for YouTube. Notice that they didn't start ranking on any more keywords. This is kind of flat. But right when AIO launched, they certainly got an uptick in traffic. What do we think that's from? The citations. Another video. Does anyone know who this is? Mr. Craig Campbell. So the point of this was just to say that even the black, he's all just talking about YouTube SEO, saying it's the shortcut. It is the shortcut. He didn't know I had said that on stage like 10 minutes before when he did this interview, but it is the shortcut. So we captured that. So this is your checklist of things. It's the basic things you need to do when you're uploading a video. Title, category, thumbnail. This is the stuff that any YouTube tutorial would tell you. It's not groundbreaking. I'm not trying to, impress you with this. This is the basic stuff that you need to do. But then remember about dynamic optimization, so things that happen over time after you post. Your channel and your watch time, your video comments and saves, shares, sentiment in the comments, likes, remixes. So something that's happening a lot more with TikTok and YouTube now is the ability to take someone else's video and put your video over it and share that. If people are doing that with your video, it's going to get more engagement on the original video, but also it's a great way to get your branding message out. If people have thoughts or comments, it can be a powerful thing, or at least it's just getting you to other audiences. If I post a video and someone else stitches it, then I'm showing to my audience, and she's showing to her audience, and then those audience members who don't know me now know me and might come try and weigh in, have their own opinion on whatever I said, whatever. The other thing to know is that YouTube just announced, like yesterday or the day before, I think, that they're now auto-creating a vertical version of your video. So if you post in landscape, they're automatically creating one like this. So that means if you have really important stuff, it might get cropped out if they go for the center. So put your really important stuff towards the center, or at least monitor how that auto clipping is happening. But realize it takes effort for them to do this. They're probably doing it because they want to show those videos. Why do they want to show those videos? I think what they want to do is take YouTube shorts, take YouTube videos, turn them into shorts by clipping them not only from landscape to portrait, but also in times, because they already know the engagement data in the video. Remember, you see that when you scroll about when people are paying attention and when they're not, when they're stopping. So they'll probably take those most engaged things or the chapters and turn them into like a TikTok feed, like on a topic. Why wouldn't they? Right? They can make a video compilation that's like a TikTok, like scroll, and show that in Google Discover. That's what I would do if I were them. Okay, now remember there's tools out there that are specifically for YouTube SEO, things like vidIQ, Metricool, they give you keyword research, trending videos, common questions that you can answer. You can check your keywords in SEMrush against, or Ahrefs against your keywords and the YouTube domain, and remember they have a separate mobile subdomain, so check both. What's ranking when I search with YouTube in this keyword? And then use YouTube Analytics. They have lots of great data there, and you can find top channels in your niche and sort the videos by views, and then figure out what videos are getting the most views and do something like that. Learn from what's already working. And just sort using their own sort features, and you can get a lot of information about what people like. And then use YouTube autocomplete because it's by default ordered by search volume, and I'm going to show you that. Oh, I was going to show you that in this next video. We're going to show you anyway because he does a demo. Is the video going to work at all? Okay, he does a demo, and what he's going to show you is that when you type into the autocomplete A_, it's filling out the blank of what comes before walking pad. So it's putting in the keywords that are most searched for with a blank keyword. Fill in the blank keyword. And it does it before and after, right? So you can get a lot of information about what's getting heavy search volume in YouTube just by playing around with that. Did you guys see it? Okay. I could go back and show you again. Okay, use YouTube Studio Analytics. They have actually great analytics in the back end of YouTube, and you can learn a lot about your overall channel and your individual videos. Use things like vidIQ, which I already mentioned. It's a plugin that gives you keyword research and great stuff to target. And then realize that there are new things coming out. If you want to get lots of engagement, you want to get lots of coverage for a video, there's this new thing called clip farming, which is a lot of fun, where you can take a clip that you've recorded and you've put on YouTube and put it in like software that's kind of like, I don't know, Uber. It matches people with a need with people with a solution. And what this is it matches people who want to do video stuff. And you say, if you get people to watch my video 50,000 times, whatever, you set the parameters, then you get X amount of money. So it's kind of like an affiliate program for getting YouTube video views, or any video views. It doesn't have to be YouTube. So WAP.com is the place you do it, but it's a bounty model. So if they get what you asked for, then you pay out. And so what people will do is you put your full video on there. You say you have to get people to watch at least 20 seconds of my video, and then they can stitch it. They can put their own comments on it. They can add it before their video. They can add a response, whatever it is. But you're just getting more engagement of that video, and then that gives the video more play and also more attention on whatever it is that you're trying to share in your video. If it's a branding video, if it's personal branding, whatever it is, this is a great way to create false virality, right? And to create a conversation about a specific topic where it just magically seems like everyone's talking about this one video, but it's actually paid for. All right. Now, AI for videos, I'm wrapping up. But I just need you to know there are AI tools to help you edit your videos. This is my favorite one. It's called Opus Clips. What you can do is put one YouTube URL in there. It'll clip it into like 10 or 20 short videos based on AI. It'll do it at reasonable points, and it'll do all the titles, transcripts, and everything that you need to submit it. And it even has a scheduler that works with like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything. So you can put in your one long form video, have it cut up and turned vertical automatically, added transcripts, and then just publish it to all the places in a scheduler. It's great, easy, and it's not expensive. Also, ManyChat is the thing. If you've seen anywhere in socials, people say, you know, comment tech SEO to get all of the links for all of the presentations, right? When you're doing that's linked into ManyChat's AI, which automatically knows what to send you based on what you've commented. So you set that up with all of your socials where you're putting the videos, and you get the feedback of all of the people who commented, and that's how you do the list building that I mentioned earlier. You get a list of everyone who's replied, and once you get into their DMs, you can actually comment them directly and say, hey, thanks for requesting this thing. Did you like it? Right? And that's actually where Gen Z is going. Gen Z doesn't like publishing stuff on social media anymore. They prefer to do things in DMs. And so this is the way to start that DM conversation. And you can keep it going. And you can actually have it be human after this AI thing, or let it be managed mostly by AI, but jump in every now and then, or move them to email, or whatever. But ManyChat is great for doing this. And what's nice about this one is if you're doing anything with Instagram or Facebook, it's certified by Meta. This is the CMO of Meta. He's a friend of mine. He just published a book. It's great. It's about digital marketing. You should read it. But he says it's fine to use things like ManyChat to do the automated communication and to drive engagement. Also know there's all these different tools like Nano Banana, Google Vids, whatever. They're pushing video hard because they care about it a lot. This was last Tuesday. Google expanded access to generative AI features within their own platform. This was about a month ago. This is Google Business Profile telling people to use Google Vids in their small business GMB accounts to create videos to promote their stuff. This is what Google Vids look like. It's just another little video AI platform by Google. There's many of them. And then this is an example of, is this video working? A video that works. Look at that. So this is an example of an AI video created for a backpack through Google Merchant Center. So Google Merchant Center, when you upload your products, they can automatically create videos for you too. And what's fun about this is you can download these videos and reuse them anywhere you want. Okay, but be careful. If you put all your eggs in the YouTube basket, you can get screwed really, really bad. All of a sudden, a bunch of YouTube channels started getting canceled, like cut, like deleted. About 3 weeks ago, people freaked out, and this guy, he got canceled earlier, and he did a lawsuit, and he won. And so the government said YouTube did something wrong, they killed his business unfairly, and that they needed to put it back. Did YouTube restore the channel? No, they did not. Okay? So remember, when you're using one platform and you're putting all your hard work into it, it could still be deleted for like no reason. This is like the helpful content update of YouTube. People are losing their lifetime businesses, and it's very sad. So be careful and put the content all the places. You may as well. So put them on YouTube, put them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter. All take video, and you're making the most of your investment by putting it all the places your customers might be. And most of these take long and short form videos, sometimes a little bit different format, but usually it's almost the same. So you can reuse stuff. Sometimes it's better to have separate strategies if you know your users are wildly different from one platform to another, but sometimes you don't have to. And have fun capturing all the attention. If you want to know more specifically about optimizing video in Instagram and TikTok, I did a separate video about that. It's already on YouTube with the same fish theme, so you can watch that for more details on that. And this is the Chicken Banana song, if you know that. It had audio.